Air New Zealand's profit has soared to its highest in the airline's 78-year history, powered along by fuller planes and cheaper fuel. The airline made $463 million in the year to June, up 42% on a year ago. Our economics correspondent Patrick O'Mara reports.
Times are booming at Air New Zealand. Earnings rose a massive 70% to $806 million as it carried more than 15 million passengers, while its fuel bill fell 40% because of the slump in world oil prices. Its chief executive, Christopher Luxon, says it's the airline's best result in the 78 years it's been taking to the skies.
We've just got much better at actually selling New Zealand as a tourism proposition, getting the right visitors here with the right time and going to the right markets. We've certainly benefited from lower fuel prices, but we've also had very good cost efficiencies coming through with our more modern fuel-efficient aircraft. And when you spend almost $1 billion on fuel, and these new aircraft, while very expensive, they actually are much more fuel-efficient, and that's been great as well.
However, Mr Luxon doubts the airline, which is majority owned by the government, can repeat this year's result as it fends off increased competition from overseas rivals. The head of private wealth research at Craig's Investment Partners, Mark Lister, says New Zealand's position as a prime holiday destination has lured airlines from the United States, Middle East and China.
Everything is positioned for an airline to make good money in this part of the world at the moment, and that opportunity is not lost on all of Air New Zealand's competitors. So what you have seen is people have been entering the market and effectively cutting their lunch, and Air New Zealand has felt the brunt of that.
Mr Lister says while that competition might hurt Air New Zealand, it's good news for flyers, with low airfares likely for some time yet.
The big winner here is the consumer. Air New Zealand spent a lot of money on its fleet, so they've got a great offering now in terms of the quality of service they provide, and prices are coming down.
Air New Zealand's Christopher Luxon did warn the booming tourism industry couldn't afford to rest on its laurels. He reiterated that New Zealand needs to ensure it has the airports, hotels, roading and other infrastructure to cope with record tourist numbers. The Chief Executive of Tourism Industry Aotearoa, Chris Roberts, says the industry is taking steps to identify where bottlenecks are developing, how they might be overcome and who'll pay for it.
We simply don't have the infrastructure right now to take millions more visitors. That's quite clear. So yes, we can definitely cope with 4 million, 5 million, 6 million, maybe 10 million visitors a year at some point in the future if we invest and have the right infrastructure in place to look after those visitors.
Analysts say Air New Zealand's future appears bright given it's well managed and innovative. However, they caution that the airline industry is a risky business that has to grapple with issues like terrorism, oil prices and currency fluctuations, which can quickly turn success into misery. For Checkpoint, Patrick O'Mara.